Right, today I'm going to bore this piece out. This is the wheel head collar, and what it does I don't know. Obviously it's something to do with the wheel head. Now again, it's not a bad casting. It does ask you in the instructions to clock up off this outside face, which is not a bad idea. You don't know how that's running, and I've deburred it as good as what I can and found out that this end is more round with itself than the other end. So what I'm going to do now, mount the forejaw, get this located in the jaws there. I'm not going to bother with any packing because it's a rough casting, so no marks, and I'm going to get this clocked up as true as I can. Right, got this casting fitted in the forejaw and held it a bit like what the picture is, and to make sure I'm square, I'm just lining up this boss with a square off the face of the chuck, and then I'll set that face up. That's good enough. If I use that as a datum to get the job square, I'll check it later on. Right, so that's in. Can move my aging and very rusty scribing block up. So I'm just going to get it to the scriber first. There, I've got a bit of an eye spot. Right, where have I gone? There. So I've got my eye spot. What I'm going to do now is bring it in with the pointer as good as what I can. I'll go back, just check that. Yep. And the last thing to do, another thing I'll do off camera, because I've got to get my head down here, is I'll shine the torch down here and have a look at the back of the bore and see how far the back of the bore, if it's kind of going like that. But this is as good as what I can get it, and then I'm going to set up for boring this out to 1.25 inches for the vertical column, which I can use as a gauge when I've done my boring. Right, got a nice thick boring bar in. Checked it already goes down this bore. Got a carbide tip in with quite a big rad on, so any little bits of knotty cast iron, it should knock them off and not take the edge off this. Also put the boring bar down to the other end of the job, knowing it'll clear all the way through, and set me Z0 so I know how far I'm going. Nice low speed, 200 RPM or so, average feed rate, and just start chipping away at it now and get it to clean up. Okay, I'm at 1.2 inches on the diameter, so I have 50 thou to take off. I'm going to creep up onto it. I'll do another 20 thou. I'll go to 1.220, and then I'll half that and do 2 cuts of 15 thou and see how we go. I've just wound off the job. This is the last cut. I don't want to get any score marks down it. I'm just coming in there at 1.249, and it looks like just over 5/10. So we'll try the bar. You've got to remember that I rubbed this end down, but this is being mounted on there anyway. Well, I'm happy with that. That to me is a nice sliding fit. So now what I've got to do is just face this up, put a little chamfer on it, chamfer on that end, and that's coming out. drawing asks for an overall length of this 2 3/4 inch, so from the centre line 1 3/8. Now what I did before I started, I made sure there was enough material on, because it would have been daft otherwise. And then what I did, I eyeballed and roughly measured the width of this lug, which was about 800 thou. So halved it, 400 thou, scored just a very faint line, scored on it. I've got my piece of rubber to stop all the cast iron going all over the place. So 1 3/8 is there, roughly in line with that, and I still have, that is approximately it's just under 2 7/8. So I've got about an eighth to come off that end or less, to get up to 2 3/4. So that should be right. That's okay. Obviously chamfered on there, because as the man says, unless otherwise stated, remove all sharp corners. I will dress this up with a file later on, and it's coming out now. I think this has cooled down a bit, but saying that, I can see slight marks on this shaft, so it's probably got little eye spots on it. You can actually feel it as you turn it round, and it might be slight distortion from when they've cut this groove. You can actually see, you can't see it on the camera, but there are marks where the cut of the groove is, and you can feel it like a high spot as it's going round. But I'll just polish this shaft a little bit. Right, now I swapped over to doing that because, one, I've never used the 4-jaw on this lathe I've got, and two, there's some other work that could probably be done on a 4-jaw. I'm going to go through these drawings and see what other components. That's done, that's done, that's done. No idea what that is yet, or that's had the work done on the 4-jaw, but I've obviously not done all the drilling because I'm going to cotter pin it. I was going to start making the jigs, but when I saw this, what I'm going to do is work through the drawings and see if I've got any more 4-jaw work to be done. If not, if it's going to be bored, if I can 4-jaw it, I'll 4-jaw it, and then after that we'll see about these jigs. But that's it. It's obviously bank holiday weekend here, and it's started to rain. We're going to try for a country fair tomorrow somewhere, but that's it. I'm finished for the night. Good health, as long as you're old enough.